my wallet. Bout to take off like a rocket. Givenchy, I'm on it. LV and make sure we poppin'. I got a Batman and Robin. He call me drop it, I cop it. 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 Givenchy, I'm on it. I spend racks on my showroom. NFTs and they so cool. Yeah, I got a lot, man. Cryptos on the blockchain. We was on the block, man. Now we at the top, hey, stop, man. For they ain't get you blocked, man. I get every drop, man. I be on that clock, yeah. He call me drop it, I cop it. The newest Givenchy, I got it. Collectibles all in my wallet. Bout to take off like a rocket. Givenchy, I'm on it. LV and make sure we poppin'. I got a Batman and Robin. He call me drop it, I cop it. 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 Givenchy, I'm on it. He call me drop it.
What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday, happy drop day. We got a special guest on the drop stream today, and it is Mr. Bobsales. What's up, Bob? How are we doing today?
You alright, mate? Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for being on. I've been wanting to have you on for a while, and now I finally get the chance. I missed your birthday stream, which was really crazy. You had so many great guests on there. Did you enjoy it? I mean, did it turn out the way you wanted?
It turned out better, I think. I must admit. I think
yeah.
You were missing, a couple of other people, Captain O was missing, and a couple of the normal people I speak to on Twitter. But other than that, I mean, I didn't expect Alex G to turn up, or the Cryptoids people, or anything like that. I mean, that was crazy.
That was pretty awesome. It was a great stream. I watched most of it, but I didn't get on that day. I had too many kids running around my house. Today, I sent them out to play basketball while I did my drop stream.
Yeah.
So apparently, Bob says he's going for this one. I was planning on not going for it and just sniping in the market, but if Bob's going for it and he's my guest, I might have to go for it. I'm not saying that it's maybe a good one to go for, a good drop, but we'll look at the price predictions. I put mine in already. I got 22 on it. That's 24 hours after the drop, but there are quite a few good serial numbers to look for. I'll pull those up on the screen, and we'll see what everybody else thinks about on the price prediction. So you are going for this one today, Bob?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think it's quite a good drop. It's interesting, anyway. I don't like the artwork. The artwork is a bit, but I like the new idea, if that makes sense.
I've always liked nesting dolls. I always thought they were really cool.
I also know what nesting dolls are, so my family and stuff like that. It's normally older people that collect nesting dolls, though.
Yeah, I think it's a Russian thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, used to be Russian dolls.
What's up, everybody in the chat? Thanks for hanging out with us on drop day. I see La Potato first in the chat here. Mr. G Money is here. Alejandro, there's Cap right there. Captain Obvious. Shakester's in the house. What's up, Thanu? What's up, Renee's? What's up, Mr. Daniel D? Let's go. Good luck if you guys decide to go for this one. We'll definitely do a poll because I'm curious to see if the chat's going for it. What's up, Daniel D? Mohammed is here. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Billy Bob? Mr. Daniel Kim says it's a brick. You might be right. It's a brick inside of a brick inside of a brick inside of a brick, though. So that's what's kind of cool about it. What's up? Martin says, my office is closing. Losing my job in 2 weeks. We'll go easy on VeVe for the next month or two. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, at that time, that's a good time to slow down a little bit on investing, especially on speculative investments like NFTs. And NFTs have gotten a really bad rap on YouTube and in the media this last week. Bob, have you been seeing all those videos about how NFTs are all going to zero?
I haven't this week, but I'm pretty used to it at this point. So I've always followed CoffeeZilla and stuff like, even before I got into VeVe. So I've always seen that sort of side of it, the Logan Paul rug pulls, Dylan Dennis and Mayweather and numerous other people. So every time I used to hear NFT, I used to think the same thing. So
yeah, a couple of guys that I watch a lot, I think his name is Some Ordinary Gamers. Can't remember what he goes by, but he was talking about how all the NFTs are dead and laughing about it. And then Vosh is another guy that I watch on YouTube who's having a couple videos. Those are big, huge, YouTubers with millions of subscribers saying that NFTs are dead, so it's a bad look. But then again, some people see it as a good opportunity because prices have dropped a little bit, quite a bit. And it might be a good time to stack if there is another bull run to come in the future. I don't know if there really will be, but they say there's always another one, because if you look at the charts, it's like every 4 years it seems like there's a Bitcoin bull run and everything follows Bitcoin. So maybe in 2025, if we get that huge bull run that people expect and you've been stacking and DCAing all the way in, it could pay off for you. What kind of collection do you have, Bob? Do you have a huge collection? Do you have a medium collection? Do you have a small collection?
So I started off for the first year buying comics. I think that was what I see the future for, if that makes sense. But then recently that's kind of changed because I make a lot of YouTube shorts and stuff. So I've started buying collectibles a bit more, and then I've started to notice that the comics are literally dying right now. Hopefully that gets better. But the collectibles, you can still play the game a little bit in there. Because I like to flip and I like to keep at the same time, if that makes sense. I like to make money in the app to then buy other stuff, if that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I was stacking stuff, long term, I'm more into the collectibles too than I am into comics. But I like the idea of comics, the history of comics. They're almost like baseball cards to me. So I can see why people are bullish on them. And that's why I'm still collecting not only on VeVe, but on the DC platform, since people are overlooking those a little bit. And in the comic world, I want to say DC is equal to Marvel, but it's pretty close. Like there's some big time DC collectors, and everybody's kind of just not paying attention to that platform because it ain't VeVe, and some of that stuff is going really cheap, like the Batman #1 with the first appearance of Joker that dropped the other day. Prices are pretty low on that, lower than I expected, and if that was on VeVe, those prices would be sky high, don't you think?
Yeah, so I actually stopped collecting in DC myself, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a bit annoying having to search your mint number, and then obviously if you're trying to then sell that in the market, they've got to then search that mint number. And then the site itself, if you look in your collection and you try and find something, say you go look at the market price, it's such a pain to try and work the actual site to find what you're looking for. I think if they changed the site and they made it kind of like VeVe where it's a bit more easier to use, I think that would change it for them. I think that's the problem. I don't think it's the comics themselves, because like you say, DC and Marvel are pretty much hand in hand.
Right.
So I think it's literally the site that's their problem.
Yeah, and I think they need to, how I assumed that whenever they merged with Candy, that they would maybe start selling these comics on the Candy marketplace, which is a lot nicer, a lot cleaner, and would probably have the token IDs or the serial numbers attached to them. But I haven't seen any change yet, and I'm the same way as you. Every time I try to go in there to the DC Palm marketplace and buy some new uncommons for my collection, it just crashes on me. It's not even fun to do. Then I have to try to find the one with the lowest token ID out of all the same price. So I'll go through each one, and then you got to cut and paste and go to a new website. It is a lot of work for sure, more work than it needs to be. What's up, Mahin? Good to see you, my friend. We got Abdullah here. What's up, Mr. Win? Says, what's up, OGs? Oh, speaking of OGs, let me show you guys Bobsales' YouTube channel. If you guys have not already subscribed, I'm sure you have, but the link is in the description, and I'm going to post it in the chat as well. You still doing videos weekly, daily? What are you doing, Bob? What's your channel?
Yeah, so I'm normally probably 2 to 3 days normally, but I normally only tend to do drops what I'm interested in. If I'm not really interested, I don't really see the point in doing them. And then because I've got like a night shift job as well,
sure,
it's kind of hard to do the night shift, then get sleep, then do videos. So I'd say it's about every 2 to 3 days for me.
Yeah, it's not like
I mean, one of the other things are the videos take so long to do. They're 8 hours to 3 days a time. I mean, the worst one was a Titanic one. I don't know why I'd done that. That was just an interest of mine. But that took me 3 days to do that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what I was going to say is you put a lot of editing. It's not like you're doing Randy Chavez style videos. You do a lot of editing, a lot of work, and put a lot of thought into your videos. That's why they take a couple more days. That's how I was when I made my videos too. It always took me like a whole day to make a video, so I didn't do it all the time for sure.
But the other thing was I never used to stream. Like I never used to be in front of the camera much.
Right.
And then obviously if you're talking about things that are just your thoughts, it's hard to put screen images with that, if that makes sense. So it does take a bit of work to do that. But I've started to do a bit more collaborating with people recently. So I've been on Informant's channel with Mo and BE.
Yep.
And then I've obviously since the birthday thing, I've tried to reach out a bit more.
Nice, absolutely. Yeah, you should be too, because your channel's great. I watch it all the time. Anytime you put something out, I'm checking it out for sure to see what you think about the drop. Shout out to Captain Obvious, has 331 comics and 291 collectibles, so she definitely likes the comics. I'm still holding some. I have some covers that I like a lot, and a lot of times that's what it boils down to me. It's more about if I really like the images on the cover or the art. Shout out to. Are you the same way?
That's exactly why I buy comics as well, down to the cover art.
Yeah, and I think that's going to make a difference too whenever you can put them, if we can ever put them in our showrooms or the VeVeverse, put them on the walls and stuff. You're going to want the ones with the best aesthetics. What's up, Led Jess? G Money says DC Palm needs a mobile app. Yeah, well, how come none of these None of these platforms can really make mobile apps. You got Cryptoys, no mobile app. Let's see, I guess McFarlane Toys, I don't know, do they have a mobile app? I don't know if you mess with McFarlane.
I know Cryptoys are making one because
oh, nice, good.
Will, the CEO, showed it on his phone the other day. So I know they're definitely making one. And I think it's going to be kind of like VeVe, where you can control the items, because it had 2 joysticks like you would with the cars. So I'm thinking, but obviously he didn't move it on the screen or anything. He tried to hide that one. But yeah, and it's like McFarlane. It's the same with McFarlane. Like, they've got great stuff, but it's their site. Their site's not the best. It's not usual. And then the way you buy the items is not the simplest all the time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I had a little trouble trying to buy whenever it was drop day for that Todd McFarlane Batman that they dropped over there on McFarlane Toys. What's up, Roy Starbone? Martin also has a huge collection over there. It's huge to me, 283 collectibles. I guess it depends on what you have. If you have 283 Murmur it's not as impressive, but I'm sure you got some good stuff in there. And 311 comics. Hero's the only one with a good app. That's true. Recur never had an app, and they ended up failing. What's up, Roy Starbone? I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well as well. And for price predictions, for some reason, nobody cares about this drop. There's only 2 predictions, and one of them is me. And I got 22, and Astro went way lower than me at 16 gems on this one. It's not looking good, but that's only 2 predictions, so it's not a lot to go on. We're going to start a poll to see if you guys in the chat are going for it. And I guess I'm going to join the waitlist because Bob's joining the waitlist. There's only 2,222 total editions. It's not a lot. So let me start up the poll and see if you guys are going for it with me and Bob. So I wonder how this is going to work with the nesting dolls. Are we going to be able to like click on it once and then there's 2 of them, click on it again and there's 3 of them? Have you seen the animation or how that works at all yet?
I've seen it once, and I think you just click it once and then they all pop out. Whether they stay out or they go straight back in like the Barcel can or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I guess that's still cool.
Well, everyone's been asking for a new medium for VeVe drops. This
Right.
is definitely a new medium. So for me, I like it. I don't really like the artwork, I've got to be honest, but I like the idea of it, which is why I'm willing to lose 5 to 10 gems. Worst case, I think.
Yeah, and it'd be a good good decoration, like on a shelf or something in your showroom or the VeVeverse. And you can see that they labeled it as first edition, not first appearance, so it's more of an object than a character. What's up, D'Angelo? Good to see you, my friend. Do you think VeVe will fail? I would hope not. I think that they have the best chance of not failing. And of course, we always said, even in the bull run, that 95 or 99% of NFT projects are going to fail. And at this point, it's at like 70%. So it's not like all of them have failed yet. And obviously, VeVe hasn't. And as I mentioned on Twitter the other day, I mean, technically, every drop on VeVe, there's a chance for a profit. You can get that lowest serial number. If there's several rarities, you might end up being a drop where if you get a secret rare, it's definitely a profit. And of course, you always have the ability to snipe in the market if you're quick enough. So there's always chances to make money here on VeVe still. And that can't be said for many other NFT projects.
Yeah, you just got to pick your drop, pick your chances, and the gains ain't as big. So it's harder to make small gains, but you can make 15 to 20 gems at a time pretty easy.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
certain places, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Bruin88 says this one is a pass. Right now, 85% of the chat are not going for it. Ben Harvey says, remember the PlayStation 1 graphics leak and how that did? That one surprised me because everybody was making fun of it. So I kind of overlooked it and didn't buy any of them. And then out of nowhere, they just pumped to the moon. Alejandro says comics are definitely better than collectibles. Just hit 1,200 comics. Oh my goodness, 1,200? That is quite a bit. I don't know, man. What utility are comics going to have? Renting has always been a thing. They've talked about renting since the very beginning. They still talk about it all the time. Why would you ever rent a comic? Why would you ever rent a collectible? I feel like the vehicles are the ones that will be rented out. Am I missing something? What do you think, Bob?
Well, actually, for the VeVeverse play, the vehicles are definitely one to look at. And there's getting a bit too many Lambos now, so you should look outside the box, like kit and stuff like. I mean, kit's like 22 gems, 23 gems, and it's a one of a kind. It's got 10 voice commands. It looks arguably the best in AR in the actual cockpit itself. It looks really nice, you know. So I would say that's probably one of the better buys to then sell later on.
Yeah, definitely a long-term hold because vehicles will do well and kit is special. Not only that, the DeLorean, the ultra rare DeLorean that's interactive, I like the motorcycle too. And then that Aston Martin, if you got a little bit of extra money, the Aston Martin, I don't think there's ever going to be another Aston Martin drop. Just like Bob was saying, there's going to be lots of Lamborghinis still, and we've already got like 12 of them, but there's only one Aston Martin, and there's only 419 available to the public on those, 417, something like that. And it has machine guns in the headlights though. What about that? Are you gonna be able to shoot people in the VeVe-verse? If so, you're gonna need some weaponry. What's up, Jorge? Good to see you, my friend. Fidimon says, "Is this a troll drop?" I don't look like trolls to me. They're nesting dolls. You guys in the chat know what nesting dolls are? I would assume you guys do. I know when as a kid, I had several toys that were like the nesting dolls, where one of them's big and then they get littler and littler and littler. What's up, Ronnie Lido? G-Buddy says, "Craft and Burn Comics, it's coming." Now that's a good point too, because they've already teased that in the future you might have the ability to burn a certain amount of common comics for some special edition. That
It would help.
That would be good for supply. That would be good for price. That would be exciting. I hope they implement something like that soon. What are you looking forward to, Bobsales, when it comes to VeVe that they've been teasing that you're most excited about? I know you got like the VeVe-verse, but you got like renting, you got crafting of these comics possibly. What is it that's exciting you the most?
Personally, I'm waiting to get into the VeVe-verse. Now, I didn't think that would ever factor into my life because it's not my sort of thing. And I've seen how much money, by doing videos, I've seen how much money Disney and Facebook both lost. So I know it can be a money pit. And it's the same as the PlayStation Metaverse they first had when it first launched. It weren't a Metaverse, but it's like a game room. No one ever used it. So I'm a bit worried it could be a money pit. But if it comes out like... Did you see the release collectibles the other day, the Platinum Moments? When they look completely different to what we got in VeVe, but they're the same.
Oh, I haven't seen that, no.
But the textures look 10 times the quality. And it was apparently the artist that released them on VeVe. Nice. And they look completely different. They were the same item, but the second ones they showed was just look cleaner, crisper, like shiny. And if it comes like that, it will be a success. But if it comes kind of like the demo, I'm not sure it's going to be a success. It could be a 2-week thing, but I'm hoping, I'm praying it's going to be, it's going to last down to the community.
Yeah.
But
they did say they have to redesign every collectible for the VeVe-verse, so I can see how some of them might come out more clean like that. I think it's going to depend on a little bit on some type of gaming mini games, something for people to do so that they stay in the VeVe-verse. I always thought maybe they should give you a little bit of MCP points for maybe like 20 MCP points for every hour you're in the VeVe-verse, something to incentivize people to stick around and to hang out in the VeVe-verse. What's up, Matt Mars? Good to see you, my friend. D'Angelo says, "I've thought about this a while. The reason why anyone would want to rent a collectible is to complete a challenge, or if it gives you access to some special area, like have the go-to moment set, someone will rent their vault to someone who doesn't have it so they can complete it." Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. G-Money says, "I don't know what that means. Lurtler and I was trying to say littler. I don't even know if that's a real word." What's up, Matt Mars? Good to see you, my friend. Bruce says, "Bob, you have to click on each one of these nesting dolls to open it." Okay, so then so you click on it one time, there's 2 of them. You click it again and there's 3 of them. You click it again, there's 4 of them. I think that's a little cooler. It's cooler definitely than clicking them once and they all pop out. Kryptoni says, "I 100% don't care about the Weeble Wobbles." That's not what those are, bro. They're not Weeble Wobbles, but good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us in the stream. And then tomorrow is a drop that I'm kind of excited about. I don't know how well it's going to do. I saw the edition size is quite high. I'm going to get Bob's opinion on it. It's the Fishies drop from Blockchain Block,
Yeah.
whatever that guy's name is. But there is a Fabribrix Fishes. Unfortunately, it's the common with the most editions, but I'm a big fan of that artist. He's also known as Crypto Crowns. If you're an OG who watches the old YouTube channels, he used to have his own channel where he put out a lot of content about AR and AR, the abilities that we might have with our collectibles in AR in the future. But you can see they're all interactive, and if you remember the demo they had for the VeVe-verse, they had some of these fishies flying around. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering how well this one will do. What do you think about it, Bob?
So I think you've got to buy it, right? So you've got to buy the NFT first on OpenSea or wherever it is. And then you get a redemption code for VeVe. And I think the price was something... I think it was about £33 for me.
Oh.
So it's not the cheapest thing in the world, I must admit, but it's good to see VeVe doing something with one of the community because it's a community member, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's good.
Plus
But it's like the artwork as well. Do you know anything about the artwork? Because he's tagged a lot of artists in it. Did they actually do anything on the artwork, or has he just used their artwork to then recreate it on his artwork? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And no, I think the artist themselves, because I know Mumbot is a big artist, and she was talking about it on Twitter. Like, she designed it herself. She just, I guess they probably gave her the assignment, make a cool fish. And that's probably what she did, and probably what, I don't know who this person is, KMNDZ. And then the other one's Brian Morris. And of course, for VBricks, who we know from the community, he's got his artwork that he usually does with the broken crowns. You can see it all in there in his fish. But unfortunately, there's like 4,000 of them. Apparently, though, it's not even a drop, really. You have to buy the Ethereum. Are they on Ethereum? Are they on OpenSea?
I haven't looked properly, but it's pretty much OpenSea, I think it is. You have to go to the fish's website.
I see. Okay, so you have to. Okay, here's the website too. It's linked.
And it's Matic. I think it's Matic you're paying.
Well, that's better than ETH, because those gas fees get on my nerves. But then, these days, gas fees are probably pretty cheap. Let's see what.
I haven't even seen that article yet. I didn't even know they've done that yet.
I think it might have just came
I've
out.
been seeing leaks of it over the last week.
The fish definitely look nice. They all look cool. I was hoping it was like a drop or something, but it's not even a drop. So I'm surprised that they have so many editions, since you have to actually redeem them. But I guess a lot of people in the community own a bunch of these. I don't know. I've never had one.
And if people don't redeem them, yeah, people have already bought them like a year ago.
Yeah,
so if they're holding, they're laughing.
All right, guys, if you plan on joining the waitlist for this drop, it's 30 gems. You got 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's the Black Widow Nesting Dolls not first appearance, first edition. And there's 2,222 total editions. Me and Bob are going for it. I was kind of planning on skipping it, but Bob talked me into it. Since he's going for it, I'm going for it too. Bruin88 says, with the comment of the day, the Weeble Wobbles. What is a Weeble Wobble? Weeble Wobble is a real thing. It's just one thing, and you like punch it, and it like moves around. Weeble Wobbles for a while. I mean, that's a real thing. Maybe they should have a first edition Weeble Wobble soon. It's coming anytime now.
I mean, we're both going to lose money, right?
I mean, I could get number 21. You never know. We got some good serial numbers to look for. 1964 is going to be the one to get today, because that's the first appearance of Black Widow. Number 41, of course, is the lowest. 616 for Earth 616 should do really well today. 2021, maybe. That should have been down my list a little further. But, of course, 1939 is going to do well. 2222 is the highest serial number, so that will always do well. 2012 should be fine, since that's the first time Black Widow was in the MCU. And then I've been putting Stan Lee's date of birth on here, 1922. Do you do any sniping in the market on drop days, Bob?
I do normally, yeah, but it depends on the drop.
Right.
Sometimes I just like to go for the drop, and then other days when I know it's going below, I'll just wait for it to go 10 gems lower, and then buy in, and then probably just leave it as that, and hope for the best.
Yeah, sometimes you can catch it at the very, very bottom when people are dumping, and then it'll come back up, especially if it only has like 1,000 editions, and you can make a little money, even if it's something you don't want to collect, just by buying it at the right price. But timing the market can be tough. Billy Bob Bitcoin says, I can't watch you guys lose your gems anymore. It hurts too much. Stop the madness. Bro, I'm putting up 30 gems, and if I want, I can sell it for 25. So I'm risking like 5 gems. And you know what? I'll probably just keep this because it's cool and it's cheap.
I think a lot of people are going to think like that. If they get this drop, I think they're buying it because it's different. They're going to play with it for a little while. I think at least try it once. So I think within an hour you should be all right. I think it's going to stay kind of level. I'm
interested to see what these look like in augmented reality. They might look pretty cool. I'm going to check them out. Before I sell mine, remind me. Sometimes I forget. But to look at this in augmented reality and see what they look like. Matt Mars says, got 6,500 gems waiting to make some flips. Dang. Bringing the big guns out. Hold those for a big drop. I'm sure we'll have a big drop soon. I don't know what's up with Banksy. They said Banksy was coming a long time ago. I probably mention it every stream now. Bob, what do you think about Banksy, even though it's not technically Banksy? You think that would be a good drop?
So I still think it would be a good drop. And it kind of still is Banksy because, so Brandalism or whatever they are, I think it's Brandalism, right?
I think so.
So they actually go around the world and they basically look at artwork on graffiti in the streets, and then they take it off the wall and then use it as their own art. And with the actual Banksy one itself, Banksy actually went to court like 3 years later for that, and Brandalised actually won. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
actually technically brandalized art now. So they can't actually. It's a bit murky, but I've done like 2 videos on it. So
Oh, have you? I've not checked those out yet. I didn't know Banksy went to court. I thought he was anonymous. I don't know how you could go to court. Did he have a bag
well,
over his head?
there you go. There's definitely people that know who Banksy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's up, VeVe Virgin? Good to see you, my friend. Says this is the drop we came back for. I mean, I think it's a cool drop. It's probably not going to be a profitable drop unless you get a great serial number, but it's a cool use of the character. G Money says Weeble Wobbles were small. You don't punch them. Oh, I don't know, man. I had one of the Weeble Wobbles that you punched, or maybe I was the only person who punched my Weeble Wobble. Danilo says, you think AR is cool now? Wait till Vision Pro? Are you talking about the Apple thing? I mean, I already have Oculus Quest. I'm a big Oculus Quest fan, and I feel like we're probably going to be able to go through the VeVeverse and VR through Oculus Quest. I don't know about the Apple Vision goggles. Those might be a little bit out of my price range, but if we can do it through Oculus Quest, it's going to add a whole new layer to it. Bob, do you have an Oculus Quest? Have you ever done anything in VR?
I don't, but I have done a video on the Apple Vision Pro, so I know you can actually access Safari and stuff, so you will be able to get into VeVe. But again, at $699, that's a lot of money. You can't sell that to mass adoption, can you really?
No, you can't. But I think the Oculus Quest came out around that same price point, and they dropped it really quick. After the first couple of months, it was down to like 300 or 400 when we bought our first one. What's up, Randy Savage?
Wasn't it the Oculus, what they were using at the actual event?
Yes. Yeah, they were showing.
So it's definitely going to be on there, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's how I actually, when I went to San Diego, what's it called? The Designer Con. When I went to Designer Con, that's what they were letting people do, and I put it on my head, and it was like you were right there in the VeVeverse, and I think it's going to add a whole new layer to your collectibles, to collectors, especially if you can like get into your vehicles and drive them around in VR. That'll be wild. People, I mean, that could bring in new users. It has to be really well made to bring in new users for sure. But I don't know if that's their objective, or if the point of the VeVeverse is to keep current users happy.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one neither.
Depends on how good it is, really. All right, it's almost
the
dropped.
way everyone talks about it, it sounds like it's going to be big.
Yeah. But then again, they did pick all the most bullish people to test it out. So I don't know.
There is that.
I don't know if you can trust that. They're going to be happy with whatever they see.
Your own eyes.
Yeah. And I'm surprised they haven't let us see a little bit of it yet.
Yeah.
Give us a little
Apparently they're all
preview.
still restricted, aren't they, from talking and stuff?
Yeah.
Although a lot of them have.
Yeah, it's super undercover. You don't get to hear about it unless you're in that special group. I'm waiting for some clips to come out. Matt Mar says, when do you think we will get a good drop? Like I said, Banksy's one for sure. I mean, there's tons of first appearances we could still have, like Wolverine. Of course, characters you haven't even thought of, because they brought out Oscar the Grouch and the Cookie Monster out of nowhere. Nobody was like, oh, I can't wait till those hit, but those were, in fact, pretty good first appearances. Those are important characters. So there's probably a lot of first appearances out there we ain't even thought of. What about FA Mr. Rogers? I'd be hyped for that. Would you buy FA Mr. Rogers, Bob?
Probably. I think I'm waiting for Wolverine, Blade.
Blade would be a good one.
Predator and an alien, like a collectible.
Yeah, I'm surprised they got all those Predator posters, but no Predator character. That'd be pretty cool to have.
So I'm sure it's to come.
All right, so I got mine. Did you get one?
Yeah, I got 1169.
That's nice. It's got a 69 in it. I got 323, so somewhat of a low serial. I will put these serial numbers to look for on the screen again in case you guys are going to be in the market sniping. I'm going to be trying to find that 1964, maybe 2222. Sometimes that one will pop up at floor price, at a low price, and you can snipe it and make a quick profit. Haven't been getting very many snipes recently. I know BE said he got a good one just this week that he flipped for 100 gems.
He's always hitting the desk.
Yeah, he's quick. He gets mad when you don't get him.
Oh, you do hit him multiple times.
Yeah. All right.
Just loaded it up in AR.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
All right, let me check it out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, it goes back all at once, sir. But it does come out one by one.
I'm gonna put it over here and we're gonna check these out. These Weeble Wobbles in VR. Pee Wee Herman, ooh, FA Pee Wee. Yeah, that'd be hype. I would get one. Right,
I wouldn't get a Pee Wee Herman.
You're not gonna get a Pee Wee?
Oh, I'm English, so we don't really.
You don't really.
I know who it is, but it's not someone that I've ever really seen do anything. I've seen a picture.
All right, she's too big for me. I might not be able to shrink her down.
Yeah,
Let's
it's a
hit it
little
once,
big
though.
to see without actually putting it out. I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, the artwork's not the greatest, but
There we go.
it's a nice idea.
Alright, let's hit it once.
It don't seem to want to stay out though.
Oh,
When
that's
you
cool.
get to the last one, it seems to pop back.
They actually have a little bit of an animation when they pop out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, they weeble wobble.
They do weeble wobble a little. Maybe I shouldn't have nixed that, calling them that. That might be a good term for them. All right, that's what
It's
they look like
pretty
in AR. Kind of cool. A new application. We haven't seen something like that before. Kind of like it. Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Got some
I actually
W's in the
kinda like
chat.
it.
Not a lot of W's. I don't see no L's today. Immediately under retail. Yeah, it went under retail immediately. Cryptoni says raceable Hot Wheels. Ooh, with upgrades and different tracks would turn the space up crazy. Yeah, but I think Hot Wheels is already on a couple other platforms. Like they have their own platform. But just having racetracks, some type of racetrack for us to race our vehicles on would be super dope. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we need. Interactivity with a social aspect that you can play with your friends that you've been hanging out with and going to spaces with all this time. That's what the VeVeverse needs for sure.
I think that's what it's going to be. Just a bunch of people having like not pretend parties, but you know, out of person parties in there and meetups and kind of like what we do on YouTube now, but in the VeVeverse. I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, and I think it'll be cool. That's what we need, but that's good for the community. I just don't know if that's going to bring in new users. I think we got to have some type of financial incentive to bring in new users. I don't know if that means lowering the edition size or getting new IPs, new licenses, but you got to have some financial incentive or people are not going to jump in on NFTs at this point because it has such a bad reputation.
Well, that's the thing that got me here, the money at first. So
Yeah,
at
most people.
first, it was the partner's statue. I see that thing get purchased for free, and then straight away it was like 700-800, and then I looked 2 days later and it's a couple of grand. I looked 2 days after that and it was like, what is going on? So that's what brought me in, and then it got to more the point of just enjoying it. But again, you do still want to make money along the line. It's like collecting real toys. You don't buy them, keep them clean and stuff like that from not to go up in value, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like everybody's a flipper. It's just, when are you going to flip? 100 years from now or a week from now or tomorrow or an hour from now? Everybody's flipping eventually. Whether it's your grandkids flipping your stuff that you collected, it still makes you a flipper. Didilla says, did you see the ramen noodles demo yet? What is it, the ramen noodles demo? Do you know what he's talking about?
I have no idea.
I mean, sounds delicious, but I haven't seen that. Kryptoni's got some Hot Wheels on Flow, yeah, from the Mattel platform. Yeah, I still got NFTs from quite a few different platforms that I'm just holding on to that are probably on their way to zero, but stuff like from Autograph.io, where I've got the first Tiger Woods, first Tom Brady, first Wayne Gretzky, all that good stuff, and none of it's worth anything now. But who knows? If NFTs become a big deal in the future, 10 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever, then those prices will go back up. Bob, are there any other platforms that you collect on besides VeVe?
So I'm on VeVe, Cryptoys, HRO. I've even got one of them Lord of the Rings NFTs somewhere.
Oh, man.
McFarlane. And then I've got like loads of drop heads and
Yep. Yeah.
Star Boys and all that sort of stuff. I've got a couple of OpenSea NFTs, but none of them ever did anything, so I kind of didn't go down that route.
I tried to go down that route a little bit, and then I got caught with a scam, one of those influencer scams where they try to talk you into promoting their project, and it ended up being, I was really early in the game too, so I was very green when it came to the scamming, and they tricked me. They drained my wallet and all my good stuff, all my arcades that I'd spent a little bit of money on got taken, my broken crowns too, so that definitely soured me on OpenSea NFTs, and I didn't really buy any from there that were valuable anyway.
Yeah, well, I've always been the same. Plus, it's not like easy, is it really?
No, not really. Especially if you don't know what you're buying. I mean, I did get into the ordinals a little bit. The ordinals did well. I jumped in at the right time. But then as soon as people realized that ordinals were a thing, all the ETH PFP people came in and it just became that again. So I was glad I didn't continue with that or down that path, because I think they're not worth very much at this point.
I mean, my nephew was the one that got me into all this sort of stuff, I must admit. Like he showed me. Sorry, he showed me the NFTs, and obviously, I remember telling him at the time, I was like, who's gonna want to buy a 2D picture of anything?
Right.
I was like, why? And I remember going down that whole route, and then the way things have just changed over the years, it's just crazy. Like, to think 2 years later I'd be making YouTube on VeVe NFTs and stuff like that. It's just crazy. Like, I'd never see that in my future, not once.
Yeah, I never saw the utility for the PFPs, but there's other stuff out there that made sense to me, like the photo finish live. I've still got some horses there, and man, we made a ton on those. We spent, I don't know, we started off with like 400 and we've cashed out like 1,200. I've already paid off all the people that originally joined the DAO with twice as much as they invested, and we still got more horses to sell. And it's because it has utility. It's a really good game, well-made game by people who know what they're doing. And if VeVe can come up with a really well-made game like that, then it's definitely going to pump their stock and make people interested again. I mean, somebody like me, I still have like 17,000 subscribers, so although there's not that many people watching the live streams right now, there's still people that they're connected to it. So if you put out a video that says, oh, look, we got this now you can race your Lambos against each other, they're going to see it and be like, all right, maybe I need to check this out again.
I think that's what it is. I think everyone's still there, but they're just waiting in the background now. Everyone's just holding. I think they've stopped paying as much attention. I mean, I used to look at the market every single day. I used to look at my collection every single day. And now it got to a point where I do look at it every day, but it's not to the point where I used to look at every single item every day. I'd click on every single one, look at the price every single day.
Yeah, I was at that point too, for sure.
So I think everyone's just waiting for something to happen now. I think that a lot of people have invested as much as they want to put in, and they're just waiting to see the next step.
Yeah, absolutely. They're kind of waiting on the technology to advance, or maybe even the security, because I know we got that bull run. What really killed us is all the scammers, and not just on VeVe, although the gem hack would definitely had a lot to do with it. But in NFTs in general, I feel like the scammers just ruined it for everybody, because now everybody thinks it's scamming when they see NFTs. It's just, it didn't have any type of regulations to it.
I think that's why VeVe always called them digital collectibles at first.
Yeah.
I think that's why they tagged it with that, because they knew NFTs got the stigma. I mean, even me, like I said, like Mayweather, Logan Paul, all them sort of people. I know so many different YouTube celebrities or famous stars that have done rug pull NFTs, and it's all you see on YouTube. Like, you get like CoffeeZilla, for instance. You don't see like a good platform. You only ever hear the bad things that happened, and it's always influencers on YouTube. But the big influencers like ISO Speed or whatever his name is, and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always the bad news that gets pumped, and that's what people mostly hear about. So after a while, they're just going to think bad things about NFTs because that's all they've heard about them.
And the other thing is, when you think of it, when you first hear NFT, when you first don't really look into it, you think of the 2D JPEG, you know, what you'd see on OpenSea. You don't think of an AR collectible that actually looks quite cool, you know?
That's true. Every time somebody says NFTs, they're like, oh, those apes or something like that. And yeah, there's way different types of NFTs. But if everybody's picturing that, then they're picturing stuff that they don't see any value or utility in. And they're right, because that stuff really doesn't have a lot of, although Bored Apes, they've been creating a lot with Banksy. Shout out to Crypto Gaming, says, when we are all able to share our showrooms to all devices, that's when VeVe will blow up. I'm not sure what you mean by that. When we'll be able to share our showrooms to all devices? I think we have the ability to share them right now. Maybe you can explain that a little more. You mean like put it on your TV? That would be cool if you could put your showroom on your TV and look at it that way.
I mean, even the pictures, you know, the pictures you can get on your wall, they're pretty cool. But I don't want to pay £200 for one. But yeah,
I think they're called infinity frames. Those look really cool.
Yeah, they're really nice. But I think here they're like £200, which is about $250, maybe a bit more.
I mean, if you got a partner statue or something that's worth a couple grand, then I could see doing it. But you can't do it for all your NFTs. Maybe until when it's like $20 each, then you could. What's up, Mika Corno says, I bought 2 Frank Kozik artworks on OpenSea, but somehow they were stolen. I believe it was via one of those free airdrops. I probably clicked the link or something. Yikes, that's not good. Yeah, that's why I don't mess with OpenSea too much. It's too risky. What's up, Kobe Collects? Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you did well on this drop. I'm sure you skipped it. A lot of people did. Rewind says they are at 23. If more don't sell, I don't think they don't drop much more. My price prediction was 22 on them. Let's see how many are actually left here in a minute. 3 minutes, you'll be able to go for a second one if you want. you'd be able to go for the rebounds. Looks like they sold less than 400, probably like 300 total. Me and Bob bought half the supply. We bought one each.
Well, I'm quite happy with mine, I must admit. I didn't get the best number, but at the same time, I knew I was going to lose 5 gems worst case for the gamble. So
Yeah, I'm happy with my
7
number.
gems in a minute, but I think it will rest there. I don't think out of the 400 people that did buy, I think they brought it because they liked the idea. They wanted to see what it looked like.
Yeah. And most of the people here that are on VeVe are Marvel fans, so not only do they get the first nesting doll ever, they get one with a Marvel character on it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Bruin88 says, I used to look every day, now I don't. I would keep buying more and more collectibles, but my vault value keeps going down in price. That's why, you hope to be able to snipe a little bit so you can get the extra gems to buy the stuff you want without, I hear you, without spending too much money or putting new fiat in. G-Money says I need to start my cam. I'm a little blurry. Let me back up and come back. That usually helps. I'm back, baby.
I definitely know what he means, because I've been putting in money constantly in my vault value. Every time I look, it looks the same every single time I look at it. It just don't seem to improve.
Yeah, it should be going up if you're putting money in, but it all depends on being picky about what drops you go for. And there's not a ton of drops that are worth going for at this point. Randy Savage says, do a rebound. I already bought one on the drop when I shouldn't have. I'm not going for the rebound. You can't not talk me into that. I mean, maybe if Bob goes for one, I might have to. But
You can't even talk me into that.
Thank goodness. Kobe Collect says, NFT tech will be synonymous with digital collecting eventually. We don't call hero NFTs anymore. We know their digital side is on the blockchain. They definitely need a rebranding. I don't know if digital collectibles is the word. I like digital assets, but they do definitely need a rebranding. We should just not even call them NFTs anymore at all. I might take that out of the title of my live streams from now on.
I actually agree. I think that would actually help.
Yeah, they have too bad of a reputation at this point. There's number 45 on the market for 200. That 207 for 26. Might be all right. There's not a whole lot of serial numbers that were purchased, since only about 400 got bought, so you're not going to see all the serial numbers on my list. A lot of them still are in the store, and if you buy one out of the store, you might get lucky and hit one, but most likely you won't. Danilo says the streamers are mostly old school collectors with no tech knowledge, and the ones who are pure scammers who have decent technology. Yeah, the scammers know what they're doing. They have tech knowledge. They're the ones that put those contracts together that have the little back doors where they could pull the money out and rug pull you. A lot of the streamers would start collecting tampons if they had Star's logo on them. Wait, what? I mean, no, I don't care what you put on a tampon. I'm not collecting tampons. That's not happening. Mika Cornell says, how are the kittens? Bro, they're not kittens anymore. They're full-grown cats. They're huge. But then, man, it's getting rough, Bob. I don't know if you have any cats, but my cat had kittens again. Right now, we got like 7 kittens, and I try to give away or 7 cats total. I try to give away the 3 new kittens on Facebook. I figured, they fly. Everybody would want free kittens, but for some reason, nobody wants the kittens. So now I got.
Here.
What's up?
Here you can get £200 for a kitten right now, maybe more.
What?
I'm not even joking, you.
What?
That's crazy. I actually looked for a kitten like not that long ago. And at the time, it was like £250. And I'd never normally you could pick them up for £10 or something like that, or people giving them away free. But this time, it got to the point where you can't get one for free anymore. It's £250 for a kitten.
There's a kitten shortage in the UK, man. I need to fly over there with all my kittens. I'll make a killing. I'll make enough money to pay for the plane ticket. I got cats I can't get rid of. My whole house is turning into a cat house. It's getting wild.
Well, it's like I have a cat. I have a girl.
Nice.
But obviously, I don't let her out because my last one got hit by a car.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not letting this one leave my side. But we actually caught this one thinking it was my old kitten, because my old one went missing for about a month, I would say. And then some lady rang me up saying, "Well, we think we found your cat. It's in the garden," and it turned out to be a girl. Well, obviously, I took it to the vet, and it must have been a baby cat. And they were like, it's not got no chip. It definitely was born outside, I would say.
Right.
Because of the size. It's literally 4 or 5 weeks old. So we took that back.
Nice.
So
yeah.
So I have that one. It actually plays fetch as well, like a dog.
I saw that on your Twitter the other day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I must admit, it does some weird things.
I'll teach my cat to play fetch. I got one that goes out most of the time and then comes in like 2 or 3 times a day. Miko says, "Do you ever hear of spaying and neutering?" I mean, of course, I went to my vet and was like, or I called my vet and was like, "Can we do a spay or a neuter?" And they're like, "We don't do that here. The only place you can do that is in Louisville." And then I called that place and they're like, "You got to schedule 2 months ahead of time." Like, and I kind of feel bad. I feel bad cutting the balls off. I don't know.
That's exactly how I used to be, because I had all boys up until this point,
Right.
and every single one of them I left their tickle tackle on, because at the same time, I wouldn't do it to myself, so why am I going to do it to the poor cat?
I know. I feel bad putting them through that. But then again, I don't want them to keep multiplying.
But I had to do the girl because a month in, which I never experienced this before, it started sticking its bum up in the air.
Oh, yeah, they do that.
It kept purring at me, and I was like, I think it wants me to stick a finger in. so I was just like, yeah, we've got to sort that out. And it was constant it would do it all night long, and it was just literally bum up in the air. I was like, oh my God. As soon as we sorted it, never done it again. So,
Yeah, I have to do that, but like I said, I have to schedule a couple months ahead of time. G Money says he was down to collect tampons if it's a Star Wars tampon. First appearance Star Wars tampon. I still can't do it, bro. Why would I want a tampon? Kryptoni says if they ban tampons and the floor of them were $550 a piece, I'm definitely turning it into a tampon. We got a bunch of people in the chat who are down to collect tampons. Is it a digital tampon? It's got to at least be a digital tampon. I do not want a physical tampon in my house.
No doubt you can pull it out of the packet if you click on it.
Is that how it works?
It slides out.
Kobe Clay says, time to start exporting kittens to the UK. I know I'm about to set up a kitten pipeline to Bobsales. He could sell them for me and send me the money.
It was like the Prime. The Prime was going crazy at one point. Now you can get it in every corner shop. Whereas at one point it was like £100 a bottle, and then it went down to like £20-30 a bottle, and now it's £2 in the shop.
Really?
So
I think that was a UK thing, because I don't think it ever pumped like that here in America. I don't know why. It's so big in UK.
UK thing, because we've got limited supply here, so there's barely any.
I see.
And then all of a sudden they released just a ton of it.
News Now Marijuana likes that term you use, tickle tackle. I've never heard tickle tackle. That must be a British thing, but that's a good one. I'm gonna start using that. Tickle tackle.
Yeah, no, it's a British term. Yeah.
I like it. All right, let's see how many actually sold now that we had the rebound.
Have you ever heard of skinheads on a raft?
Skinheads on a raft. No, I haven't.
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast.
Okay. We're getting real British in here today, folks. Not too many more sold after the rebound, so with them keeping 90 of them, there's about 300 sold, I would say. So, I mean, if they burnt the rest, this would be super scarce. I kind of wish they would do that, start burning stuff without telling anybody. When there's a large supply left, just burn them all. I don't know if they'll do that with Marvel. Have they done that with Marvel before? Do you think we might get some burns?
They've done it with some of the comics, but it took them a while for them to do it. And since then, it kind of like they done like 3 or 4 lots, and then they've just stopped ever since. So I'm not sure what's going on there, I must admit.
Yeah, and they usually warn us ahead of time before they burn stuff. And a lot of times when they make that announcement that we're going to be burning something soon, it'll end up selling out, or they'll just buy a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's happened a few times.
What's up, Lydia? Lydia says below retail. Not shocked. Let's see where it's at. We're at 22 gems here, which was what I was guessing on it anyway. I didn't expect it to go above retail. However, it is cool. It's a cool collectible to hold on to, especially if you're a Marvel fan or you just like cool little trinkets like that. Little wibble wobbles or whatever y'all called it. News Now says,
I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they look cool. And they have a cool, the way they do that, I would call it an animation. They have a cool animation in AR. It's almost like they have 5 animations, because you click it once, you got this one animation, there's 2 of them, you click it again. So it's kind of interesting. News Now Marijuana.
That's the other thing, you can display it as 5 things. So
true. Yeah, if I had it on
you're trying to save money and make the most of your space.
Good point. Be like, look at my 5 collectibles right here on my shelf.
Yeah.
He says baked beans on toast with shredded cheddar cheese is good. Is that a British thing? Baked beans on toast with shredded cheddar cheese.
It is, but I've got a funny thing where I don't eat anything red.
You don't eat anything red?
I don't eat anything with red sauce. So anything spaghetti bolognese or anything like that, I can't. Lasagna, I can't.
Oh, lasagna is my favorite, dude. You're missing out.
Bad.
Can't even eat ketchup.
Bad. I never used to have that problem, and then I think when I was like 18, I think I'd done a job at a car auction washing dishes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after seeing beans sat in a tin for 8 hours and trying to scrub, I think after 3 years of that, I think that probably put me off it. But I never registered at the time. But yeah, I don't eat anything red.
Yeah.
I eat red peppers and stuff like that, but I don't eat red sauce.
I got you.
Saucy.
Interesting. Okay. So, Bruno says you don't eat
curries
pizza?
as well. If I have a curry or something, I have to have it on separate bowls.
I'll be honest. I heard people talk about curry a lot. I don't know what curry is.
What, you don't know what curry is?
Besides Steph Curry, that's the only curry I know.
Indian curry.
Yeah, I know it's Indian, but I still don't know what it is. Is it rice?
Well, no, it's curry.
I don't
It's
know.
like I can't cook it, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't know what it is. I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it. I know I never tasted it. But yeah, I don't even know what curry is. I bet I'll probably end up liking it if I ever tried it. Bruno 88
curry's actually really nice, I must admit.
So do you eat pizza?
I don't eat pizza, no.
Okay.
I eat it now and again if I'm being lazy, but then half the time I chuck it away because it's got too much sauce on it.
Too much sauce on it, yeah. See, I see everybody saying they like curry, but I don't know if you're talking about Steph. I guess they know what it is. It's a spice? Oh, it's just a spice that you put on some stuff?
No, it's a dish. Curry.
It's a dish.
So it's like chicken. It's a chicken dish in a lot of like sauce and spices and stuff. I can't cook it, so I can't tell you. But I mean, I eat madras, so I eat madras and vindaloo, which is the hottest of the hottest.
Oh no! See, I can't even eat mild sauce from Taco Bell. That's too hot for me.
Yeah, no, I like proper hot curry if I have like hot food.
Oh, so it's real spicy? That's probably why I never messed with it. Yeah, I can't eat nothing spicy. I wish I could. My kid likes spicy stuff. It smells good, but my mouth would just be on fire for like an hour. I can't take it.
I mean, a normal curry is just mild. You can add, to your taste, if that makes sense. If you get a vindaloo, then you're gonna have a steaming bum in the morning, probably.
A vindaloo. Yeah, I don't want to steam a bum for sure. I see a lot of people in the chat are saying to get the curry, check out the curry. Do you take yourself to an Indian restaurant? You know how many Indian restaurants we have here in southern Indiana? 0. That I don't know of any. And I've been to all the restaurants. I don't think so.
Well, here where I live is pretty much India, so
oh really?
We have them in every corner.
Huh. I don't know why we don't have them here. I guess probably because people like me just can't eat spicy stuff. It just doesn't sit well with us.
I think we have a lot of Chinese shops as well.
Really? Yeah, we got a Chinese restaurant here. We got Chinese and a Japanese restaurant because there's only like 3 restaurants in this whole city. I live in a really small town. But for some reason, my kid will not eat Chinese or Japanese. He doesn't like it. I love it. So then we have to get the old home style cooking restaurant. That's usually where we eat at. But I got an air fryer now, so I'm cooking. It's a whole new world out there.
I live off my air fryer, I must admit.
You got an air fryer too? Let's go. What kind of stuff do you like to cook in there?
Best investments I ever made, I think.
Yeah, it was only like $100, and now I'm a chef. Just changed my life.
Yeah, you can literally chuck anything in an air fryer. Apart from pizza, don't do that.
Oh, really? I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah, I've done that once because I broke my cooker, and yeah, that did not go well.
I've done pizza rolls. Those turn out really well in there.
Yeah, you get soggy bottom normally.
Yeah. Mika says there's different types of spice. You don't have to get the super hot kind. I bet if I got the mildest kind possible, it would still blow my mouth up. But, I mean, I'd be down to try it. It's possible. I might try. I'm going to go out looking for curry. Maybe not today, but soon. Maybe when I go to Louisville, I'm going to look for an Indian restaurant, try to get me some curry. C-Spill says curry is used in most Indian and Jamaican dishes. Oh, yeah, but I don't eat any Indian or Jamaican dishes. I bet I can find it at the grocery store, but then I have to come up with a recipe. Recipes are too hard for me. They're not specific enough. A pinch of this and keep it on warm. Like, you got to be specific. Put it on number 5 on your stove and put a teaspoon on there or something. Bruin88 says, how many people from India live in Indiana? I know, it sounds like they should since it has the word India in it, but not very many. Not very many at all. Muhammad wants to know, what part of the UK are you in?
Milton Keynes. So I'm around that area.
Milton Keynes. So I get real confused with the whole UK stuff because, so it's like an island, right? And then there's Ireland. There's Ireland and Scotland. And
yeah, I don't understand that situation.
It gets really confusing. Like, all of it is UK or all of it is Britain, or only Britain is Britain.
Ireland's different, and Scotland's part of the UK, but right at the top.
Oh, okay.
And then Wales is an island at the side as well.
Yeah, Wales is its own country, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Same as Ireland. Ireland's its own country.
Nice. Because it says,
I'm right at the bottom of the UK, pretty much.
oh, so you're kind of like by London?
Yeah, I'm an hour away from London.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Do you go there a lot?
Only when I normally meet VeVe people.
Yeah, I'm
Because
figuring
I've
it'd be a
met
good
so
place.
many people over VeVe, like a bunch of us every so often go to London and meet up there, because it's kind of like halfway between for everyone. So we all kind of meet up there and then do a bit of shopping and have a drink or whatever. Well, I say have a drink, the rest of them are all drinking, I think it was ginger ale, a Coke, a Diet Coke, and I'm sitting there with my Stella after a hangover. So yeah.
I would assume they were all drinking tea, but I guess that's the way I look at you UK people. I thought everybody drank tea there all the time.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola's the thing. Okay. That's the new tea.
Yeah. Well, mum and dad, if you ask like someone's parents, like my mum and dad, for instance, they drink litres of it a day.
Oh no.
Whereas I only drink coffee when I'm at work. I don't really tend to drink it in a day. My bad habit's Coca-Cola and fizzy drink, I must admit. That's why I've got bad teeth.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off of the soda, but it's like, what else is there? I've been drinking tea. We get the sweet tea from the store, but we got the same kind so many times that my kid don't like it anymore, and I don't blame him. So I'm thinking about going to Kool-Aid, but do people even do Kool-Aid anymore? Because that's what I drank when I was a kid, and I told him about it. He's like, yeah, let's do Kool-Aid. I'm like, I don't think people do Kool-Aid anymore. Is that a thing? Did you used to drink Kool-Aid?
We can get Kool-Aid, but it's not really a thing you see like anywhere.
It used
See
to be
it
big.
in certain sections in certain shops.
Raven
We
says,
have like an American section in say Sainsbury's or something, where you
have
can
an
find
American
Reese's
section.
bars and stuff like that.
nice.
You know, all the stuff Americans actually don't eat, but
That's crazy that you have an American section. Raven's got a good suggestion for us. He said we should rename this stream to Tampons, Cats, and Curry. That's the stuff we like to talk about around here. That's the important stuff. We talk about the important stuff, the hard-hitting topics here. Mika says if you have a Thai restaurant, they will have different kinds of curry. The yellow curry is mild. Don't have a Thai restaurant either. We got Japanese and Chinese.
He's right. Thai curry is definitely a different thing. A lot more milder. But I can't have a curry unless it's from an Indian house.
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems like sacrilegious to not have it. Like, if I was going to get Chinese food, I'm not going to order it from an Indian house.
Yeah, I'm not going to get an egg roll from McDonald's. You got to get it from a
Yeah.
Japanese restaurant. Cryptody says, just cut another record on Chris Brown. Let's go. Anybody mint Batmobile? Ooh, I mean, the Batmobile did look cool. I saw that it didn't sell out. I don't know if it's above retail or not. You guys can let me know in the chat. What'd you think about that Batmobile? Did that tempt you to go over there to McFarlane, Bob?
I mean, I've got 2 McFarlane NFTs, but one of them I sent to my VeVe wallet by mistake.
Oh, no.
When I first joined, I don't know how I done that. In fact, I was playing with a Mutascan when it first come out. You know, when we could first finally see all the details on the Mutascan and stuff.
Yep.
So I was playing with it, and then I ended up putting that into my first Spawn NFT, and it's sent to one of my VeVe wallets. So it's actually stuck there. But I did see the Batman car. I do like the Batman car, but for me, I'd prefer a VeVe one so I can drive it about in AR. No, that's so sad for a 35-year-old man to say, but I would definitely prefer one there.
Yeah, and then they said they've had a Batmobile. I mean, they teased one since as soon as I joined. The first time I joined VeVe, they were already teasing that picture that some people still show on their YouTube channels or whatever of how David Hughes teased the old school Batmobile. So I'm assuming we will eventually have it on there. But like you said, there's not really going to be any utility for it on McFarlane unless they build their own metaverse, which I don't know if they're planning on doing that. I know that they're working on stuff like that, but I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't know if they're going to actually, I mean, just because they say they're building a metaverse, look how long it took VeVe. We still don't have it, and McFarlane just started, so I wouldn't be holding my breath for that. It would make more sense to have one for the VeVe-verse because it's going to have utility before the one on McFarlane will, in my opinion anyway.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with McFarlane, they're such a great big toy company. Like, I can't explain how like big they actually are. And then to see that not go over to the digital platform is kind of worrying because they've got a big user base, but it's like no one cares. So
I think they're a little bit late to the game. I feel like if they would, whenever they sell their collectibles, their physical collectibles, maybe put like a barcode or a QR code on the back where those people can get a free NFT. That can kind of onboard people, but those edition sizes are going to be high and they're not going to be worth a lot, and you probably need to have some type of secondary market. I guess they already have a secondary market built in, but you just got to have a website that works better or is more attractive anyway.
yeah. I
Muhammad,
mean, I like the stuff. The stuff looks alright, but
yeah, it definitely looks cool.
yeah,
I think they're just scanning
mainly
toys
the
though.
sites.
Muhammad says, I can confirm we have an American section in the Sainsbury's I work at. Nerds. Ooh, I love Nerds. Gatorade.
Yeah.
Gatorade's great. Dino's Gherkins. I don't know if that's an American thing. I've never heard of Dino's Gherkins or Jerkins. I don't know. And Twinkies for sure. My kid used to love Twinkies. I had to make him stop eating them. They're too
So at
fattening.
one point, I used to actually order Nerds from America because you couldn't get them here.
No way.
But you can actually buy them now, yeah.
You used to have them shipped from America to you?
Yeah, because it's one of my favourite things what I used to find when I was younger. And
Yeah.
then they basically stopped doing them. And I don't think they're even called Nerds anymore. I think they're changing that.
I wouldn't be
Because
surprised.
It's not appropriate anymore, is it, to call someone a nerd?
It
so.
upset somebody. Oh, brother. What about Pop Rocks? Have you ever had Pop Rocks?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so that's just a regular thing in UK? That's not in the
Yeah,
America section?
you can find them anywhere, but they're just called
It's weird.
different things.
It's weird how some things are just in the America section, because I would assume that Pop Rocks were kind of an American thing, but I used to love those. I still do. If I can ever find them, I'll grab them. But they're hard to find out in the wild these days.
I think my best one out of the American section is a Baby Ruth bar.
Ooh,
That's the best one.
they are kind of good. Shout out to Freeze in the chat. Good to see you. G Meadows is here. Freeze says, I want to drive Batmobile, and I'm 64. Yeah, everybody wants to drive a Batmobile. Come on, my kid wants to drive one. I want to drive one. My grandma wants to drive one. Everybody wants to drive a Batmobile.
I mean, I own like 50 Batman cars, I must admit.
Oh, yeah? You're a collector of Batman cars?
Yeah, I'm a collector of everything, I must admit.
So
So
what-
downstairs, I've actually got probably about 250 knives, swords, rifles.
Oh, nice.
All sorts of stuff. And then upstairs, I mean, downstairs I've got like a fossil collection, World War II medals, even a cannonball and
That's pretty
stuff
cool.
like that. And then upstairs it's all pop toys and Chuckies and Shrek and Batman and T-Rex heads and all sorts.
I feel like you can collect older stuff. I mean, you can find a lot more cooler stuff in the UK because it's been around so long and it has so much more history. Like going to a yard sale, you might find something from the 5th century, or who knows.
You can find some good stuff like medal-wise, and
Yeah.
they're not exactly expensive to buy here.
Right.
So that's quite an easy one to buy. And pop toys are obviously £10 a time. So well, I don't know what that works out. Probably $13 to you, bit
Yeah.
less than that. But it's
Check-
like I've got all sorts. I mean, I've even got like a big cigar up there. So I've got all sorts.
So with all
Freddy
those,
Krueger dolls.
with all the Batmobiles that you got, what's your favorite Batmobile? What's the one you would most want to see VeVe drop?
So it's gonna have to be the Michael Keaton one.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gotta be Batman Returns.
Yeah.
I'd say.
That is a dope
And then
one.
the second one would be the Tumbler in the Joker Dark Knight. I like the Tumbler.
I've seen that one from the previews. I haven't watched the movie yet, though, but that does look like a cool one. A little more updated one. I kind of like that old school one that they showed off. I feel like with the convertible,
Yeah,
that'd be pretty
yeah,
dope.
that's another one.
Yeah.
I used to have a toy car of that when I was a kid. I've actually still got that.
Let me check the chat real quick. Danella says McFarlane is just getting started. We're in a bear market, not just NFTs. I feel like McFarlane kind of got to the NFT game a little bit late compared to a lot of the other platforms, and that hurt him for sure. Just ordered some Pringles from Europe. Danilo just ordered some Pringles from Europe. Can you not get those where you're at, bro? I thought everybody had Pringles. Mohammed's a Nerds
Yeah.
fan. Mika says, did anyone go for the DC Comics? I know, that's one that I did not go for, the DC Comics FA Penguin. I need to go in and buy my Uncommon. I haven't bought one for my collection yet. But I can't go for DC Palm drops at work. I can go for VeVe drops at work because they're easy. We got the waitlist now. I just go in there, click it, and then come back 30 minutes later and see if I was selected or not. But I can't go for like McFarlane or DC Palm or anything like that from work. Mika says, UK candy I'm addicted to is Maynard's wine gums. Wine gums. Do they have wine inside or something?
Yeah, they're made of wine, but they're not actually. They're not. It's not alcoholic kind
Ooh,
of thing. That makes
interesting.
sense. They taste wine. It's hard to describe. They taste winey.
I
I'm
don't
not
know if I would
sure
like
if they're
that.
actually made of wine
Huh.
because you can eat them.
Brunette says Baby Ruth is my favorite chocolate bar. Snickers is a close second. I don't like anything with nuts in it. I'm not a big fan of the nuts. I like Kit Kats. Kit Kats are my favorite because they have like that rice stuff in them that tastes really good.
Yeah, Kit Kats are tasting funny here recently. I must admit, all nestled chocolate's starting to taste. It's got a funny aftertaste.
They're probably watering it down or something to save money. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think they're using more cocoa than sugar,
Right.
and now it's starting to not even out properly.
Ooh, that's not good. Mama said Tumblr is amazing, but I wouldn't call it a Batmobile.
I could agree, but then I've got 50 Batman mobiles you wouldn't think were Batman mobiles. I must admit that some of them are terrible.
I wonder why it's not considered a Batmobile. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. Did somebody else drive the Tumblr?
No, I would say it's a Batman car, but it
But
don't
not a
look like all
Batmobile.
the other
Right.
Batmobiles, yeah.
Gotcha.
It looks more like a tank, doesn't it, or a Humvee.
Danilo's in the U.S. says you can't get paprika Pringles. Paprika Pringles. I mean, I've had that spice before, paprika. I can't imagine it on Pringles. I don't know if I would like that. He says, did you know the guy in Tenet is Denzel Washington's son? I don't know what Tenet is. I've never seen that. Have you seen Tenet?
No idea.
Savage says, where's your cat? I'm sure I could like turn around and just grab one. There's so many of them here. There's like 2 I can see from here. Any of the kitties want to come play? They all sleep at the same time. They're on the same sleep schedule.
Yeah, I think my cat's away. So normally it's bugging me or jumping on my shoulder or meowing for food.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not being more active right now. I need to hurry up and hop off here because at 12 o'clock, another one of my son's friends are coming over. They're having a slumber party. He's having like 3 kids over tonight. So it's about to be wild in here. I'll be locked in my office so I don't have to mess with it. But I need to be here and be ready for them when they get here. So big shout out to Bobsales. Make sure you guys are subscribed to his channel. I'm going to link that in the chat for you guys again. It's also linked in the description. Do you have any collaborations you got planned coming up this week, Bob?
I've got Michael Camper coming on in a couple of weeks, but
Nice.
I've not sorted the date 100% yet. And then I'll probably see Mo and Informant probably any day because I'm always jumping on with them 2 recently because they're a good laugh. So.
Yeah, they're always fun to watch. I always watch them during my lunch streams or during my lunch breaks. We got the fishies tomorrow. It's not actually a drop though. Those you'll have to go to that blog and read how to get one. You got to go to the website and purchase, I guess, a Web3 fish to get a promo code to get one of the VeVe fish. So if you guys are interested in those, check out the blog on the VeVe website. And appreciate you, Bob. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Hopefully I'll come back another time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully I'll keep streaming these for a while as long as VeVe doesn't die. Stay alive, VeVe, so we can have streams and enjoy the community. Thanks everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. Hopefully you did good on the drop or you skipped it and got a good snipe. And I will see you probably next weekend if they have a dropping next weekend. So later everybody.
Hopefully.
Have a good weekend. Later, Bob.
See you, mate.